Mr. Garcia.
Hello, Mr.
Chen.
Mr. Chen. Nice to meet you as well.
Now, you're a computers expert, right?
That I am.
You've analyzed over thousands of computers, right?
Absolutely.
And you've even taught the FBI.
Yes, twice a year.
I want to talk to you about some of your investigation.
Okay,
You went to the Heisman Campaign headquarters, right?
I did.
And you analyzed 37 devices over there?
Yes, 18 desktops, 12 laptops, and 7 tablets.
Right, and to be specific, you checked for a few documents in those devices, right?
I did. I was limited to certain search terms of things I could look for in file names.
Now, one of those documents was a memo,
Yes,
and the other document was a flyer.
yes.
Now, one of those computers that you analyzed was actually Mayor Heisman's computer.
Absolutely.
Despite all your expertise in computer analysis, you found no evidence of a memo.
Due to my limited search terms, I couldn't find anything. But if it was there, it was probably saved under another file name. Say if you write a document about dogs and label it cats, if I search for dogs, it's not going to come up.
You actually didn't even find 7 strings of the words in this flyer.
Objection, Your Honor. I ask that the opposing counsel hand my witness his flyer so he may be able to better answer the question.
Of course, Your Honor.
Well, clarification for the court, are these new or different documents, or are these the documents that have previously been presented and admitted to this court?
Excuse me, Your Honor. These documents have already been admitted. The memo is from Sam Ziegler, and the flyer is the flyer that Amari White said that Casey French was handed.
Okay. Copies of those documents were not tendered to the bench, but they were published to the jury. I'm going to ask that you retrieve and utilize those documents as those were the ones that were identified and admitted.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, it seems the memo was not on the jury bench. Is it okay if I admit that memo right now?
Right, Counselor, it's right there.
Oh, thank you. Permission to approach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, you looked for a memo, right?
Yes.
And you didn't find any trace of a memo?
I found nothing on the hard disks of the computers, but I also was not given access to any cloud information or external drives.
So directing you back to my question, you found no evidence of the memo in the 37 devices you had.
No, not on the hard disks of any of those.
You found no evidence of the flyer in the 37 devices you had.
No, I didn't.
And like we established earlier, one of the devices you analyzed was actually from Max Heisman, wasn't it?
Yes, all of the ones that were available I was presented with. They did mention that one of the computers had been missing for a while.
Now, you also analyzed something else from Max Heisman, isn't that right?
Yes, Miss Heisman's cell phone.
Right, the cell phone that Miss Heisman had.
Mm-hmm.
And this phone, you looked for a contact, right?
Yes, specifically the number 625-555-1935.
And you said on direct examination that you found this phone number?
Yes, it was saved among the contacts.
To be clear, Mr. Garcia, there were 2,654 other contacts in that phone.
Yes, and that was one of them.
And you have no idea how this phone number was put in Max Heisman's phone.
Well, no, there would be a process. It would have to have been typed in. Click Add Contacts, you click Save, and then you click OK.
But you have no idea who put this phone number in Max Heisman's phone.
Only the person who would have access to the password and the phone itself would be able to do so.
So directing you back to my question, you have no idea who put this phone number in Max Heisman's phone.
I can't say who did or who didn't know.
You also checked this phone to see if Max Heisman communicated with this number, right?
That's correct.
You found no evidence of any calls between these two numbers.
No, there was no phone calls.
You found no evidence of any text messages between these two numbers.
No, there were no text messages.
And you're trained in actually finding out if anything's been deleted, right?
Yes, I am.
You found no evidence of such deletion.
No, not on Miss Heisman's phone, but on Tom Lyon's phone there was evidence of advanced deletion.
Directing you back to my question, you found no evidence of any deletion between Max Heisman and the phone number.
Of the phone number? No.
Now, you also interviewed about 271 people from District 171 people from District 12, is that right?
Yes.
Now, 171 people were referred to you by the council.
That's true. It was a poll of people who had claimed receiving election fraud. There were a couple people that were thrown into the mix from other areas, but nothing serious.
So you're actually not sure how the legal team chose these 171 people, are you?
Well, they were people who had received election fraud.
But you were not given information as to how they were selected? Specific information?
Specifically, all I knew is that each and every one of them had claimed receiving some type of election fraud from the number 625-555-1935.
And when you spoke to these people, none of them told you that fraud stopped them from voting, right?
No, I didn't really talk to anyone, merely asked them if I could, see their phone and analyze the data on it.
You also found no evidence that these calls or these text messages were from Max Heisman?
No, only that the phone number 625-555-1935 was directly saved in Mayor Max Heisman's phone, and that's where all of the information came from.
So directing back to my question, you found no evidence that Max Heisman made these phone calls or made these text messages?
Her directly? No, but the connection between the phone number and the information, yes, it's definitely.
And you found no instructions given by Max Heisman's phone to that phone number either, right?
No, there was no communication in terms of phone calls or text, but the fact that the number was still saved in the phone meant that there had to be some type of personal connection between the mayor and the person with that phone.
Directing back to my question, there was no communication of what to do between Max Heisman's phone number and the phone number that you found.
Objection, Your Honor. This question has been asked and answered multiple times at this point. The opposing counsel has established that no communication has occurred between the mayor's phone and this phone number specifically.
Your Honor, if I may respond. The witness stated that because this phone number is in Max Heisman's phone, then it insinuates some sort of connection, and that Max Heisman somehow instructed this person to spread misinformation. I'm merely clarifying for the court that no communication occurred, and he can't make that conclusion.
I'm going to allow opposing counsel to ask one final question on this line and then ask them to move on.
Yes, Your Honor.
So one final question, Mr. Garcia. You found no evidence of any communication between Max Heisman's phone and the contact you found?
Well, there was no electronic communication. The fact that the phone number was in the phone without any electronic communication says that there has to be some sort of personal communication.
So no electronic communication?
No electronic communication.
No further questions?